Welcome back, my friends. This is the BjjBrick Quick Podcast. My name is Byron. We talk about jiu-jitsu, sometimes a different topic, and we merge it into the jiu-jitsu lane. Politely. Last episode, we talked about an elephant encounter my wife and I had in the Serengeti. Turns out that I'm not afraid of spiders or snakes or heights or flying in an airplane, like all the typical clowns. I don't know what people are afraid of. Tight, claustrophobia, whatever. The list of the top 10 things. I could care less. That they don't really bother me. I'm afraid of an elephant. That thing was scary. And there wasn't much we could do about it. Now, the next night in the Serengeti, nothing really happened. That was okay by me. The night after that, my wife and I were sitting outside near our tent, and a giraffe, there were a few giraffes, but one of them, this old male, walks right up to us, and he's within 3 or 4 feet from where we are. He's so our tent. I say tent, and if you're a typical camper and not familiar with like the African style of safari tents, you're thinking the wrong thing already. It's a pretty large structure. It has a little awning and a little porch area that has like a little canvas thing on the ground. I don't know. It's pretty nice. It even has a shower inside. So that's a tent. And this this giraffe walks pretty close to us, and he just seems to just either not see us or ignore us. Although I'm sure he's aware that we're there. And I'm looking at this thing's feet, and they're like horse feet, like a big old horse foot, but about 4 times the size. I mean, it's like a basketball size of a foot. And then I look up, and he's so close that the awning interrupts anything but, just above his knees, basically. It's like, whoa. And I'm going to put a picture of this. And I've already put a few pictures from if you look back on the website, if you want to see some of our hiking up Kilimanjaro, I've put a few pictures of there already. I'll put a picture of this giraffe. The elephant, we couldn't get a picture of it. It was too dark. But this giraffe was kind of in the evening as the sun was going down, and we got some pictures of it. So this giraffe walks right up to where we are, and it's huge. Everybody knows a giraffe is tall. It's just a big animal, and these feet are huge. And I'm thinking, I'm trying to remember. My guide was telling us which animals are dangerous and which animals are not dangerous. And I'm looking at these big old feet, thinking they could just stomp me into a puddle of my own blood and pee, undoubtedly, like without much effort. And I hop out of my chair, and if you look at the picture on the website, you'll see a chair next to me, and you'll see these big old giraffe legs next to the chair. He was a little close. And I'm trying to remember, are giraffes one of the dangerous animals, in Africa? And I know sure well that elephants are dangerous, and all the predators, the lions and the hyenas, which we'll talk about later, the hyenas are dangerous. And rhinos, I think they can be aggressive. Hippos are super dangerous. The buffaloes are dangerous. I'm thinking, is this giraffe dangerous? He's right next to me. I'm literally have basically gotten myself almost underneath the stinking giraffe, getting nervous about it. And I'm sitting down off of my chair, kind of squatting near the entrance of the tent, and I unzip the tent. And I whispered to my wife, hey, the tent is unzipped. There's like a flap there. I go, if he seems like he's getting aggressive or it's on, you're not going to have a lot of time to react to animals after you, just bail into the tent because we're outside, and the tent does provide cover. It's concealment, I guess, more than anything. And maybe he won't stomp us both to death. I don't know. So I crouched down, unzipped the tent, and we're just waiting. And he's just chomping away, eating at the trees and stuff, and after several minutes, he just walks away. Sweet. That was a cool experience. Man, okay, I've wasted 5 minutes already. I got a timer going. Jiu-jitsu. So your coach will tell you to do some things. Your coach will say, move your arm this way, or maybe you should study this technique. I want you to work on this element of your game. This part of your game is weak. Whatever it is, your coach is going to give you guidance from time to time. Sometimes you have to seek it out a little bit more than others, but sometimes the coach will just offer it up. Okay? You have to trust that person and at least pursue that. And so when I was sitting there trying to be, not scared out of my mind about this giraffe, I kept thinking, okay, I'm trying to trust my coach here. My safari guide has told me which animals are dangerous. I just need to try to remember if the giraffe is on the list. I'm pretty sure the giraffe is not on the list of aggressive animals. Now, I think if I went up there and I smacked it, he probably would have reacted to that pretty negatively to my health. But I'm not going to do that. This is a wild animal, and it's huge. So anyway, back to jiu-jitsu. Trusting your coach. I literally trusted my safari guide coach, basically, with my safety on that one. He did not list the giraffe as dangerous animals. So, if your coach says your triangle choke escapes are not that good, your guard passing is kind of weak. I was once told, I got my blue belt, my half guard game was terrible. I needed to work on that. And I don't have a great half guard game, but I have worked on it. I know the basics, and I have a few things I can do from half guard. But when your coach gives you advice, they are hopefully a person you trust, who has a good amount of knowledge of jiu-jitsu that they're bringing to you. You should trust that. And I guess we can go a whole other podcast on, if you don't trust your coach, that's a whole different issue. But there it is. I trusted my coach on the safari. I've trusted my coaches in jiu-jitsu. I've had a lot of great coaches, and they've given me a lot of advice. Nothing beats the advice right after a roll. Hey, man, this was awesome. Or, hey, this is a weak spot we found. Work on that. That is personal coaching advice just to you, tailored to your game. That's money. Guys, hope you've enjoyed the show. If you want to support the podcast, go to BjjBrick.com, click on shop. There's the audiobooks there, and also the link to our Patreon page if you want to contribute per month. I'd greatly appreciate that. Help keep this thing going. As always, stay sweaty, my friends.